Hello guys, welcome to Code Studio. We have started our another end-to-end machine learning project too, where we will discuss about complete life cycle of machine learning project like the requirement gathering, solution design, development, deployment and its maintenance. Okay. In this session, we specifically discuss about problem statement, its solution design, and will perform exploratory data analysis on a given data set. Okay. So basically, here is a problem statement to which we are going to build an end-to-end machine learning project. The problem statement is one of the investment company wanted to invest in a startup companies, okay, and hence they wanted to know the which startup the company may give a good profits, and for that they need a ML model, okay, to predict the startup profits based on its company expenses, okay. Basically, these are the four features. Okay, these are the another startup company expenses. Okay, based on these companies. Okay, so we have to build a model to predict the profit. Okay, to train the model, we will get the the data file like this. Okay, where it will have a four input features and one label that is called profit. Okay, so input features will be like the research and development spend, and administration cost, the marketing spends, and the also giving the another state, and the the output will be profit. Okay. So here is the following expectation from the client. So they wanted to build a ML model and save this as a pickle file, okay, so that it can be use it in a prediction purpose, okay. So and the second point is develop a UI page to enter the inputs and predict the profits of the individual startups, okay. So here is a solution design for this requirement. First of all, we will collect the data collection, okay. Then we will perform some the pre-processing activities. Once we are done with the pre-processing activity, we will try to build the model, okay, after model selection. Then after, we will save that model as in a pickle file, okay. Once the model is saved, okay, now we will develop a UI page for the data entries, okay. And inside this UI page, we will call this saved model, okay. And then after using that saved model, by calling that saved model, okay, we can pass our input values and get the prediction. Okay, so basically this will be our a simple solution design for this particular requirement, okay. Now let's open the Jupyter notebook and perform some exploratory data analysis on a given data set. Okay. So basically we received this the data set. Okay. Now we will perform an exploratory data analysis on a given data set. Okay. So I already created a Jupyter notebook. Okay. With required code. So now we will try to execute those code one by one and try to understand and and find the takeaways from that. Okay. So first of all, let me import all these libraries. Okay. These are the required libraries. Now create a data frame to read the data set. Okay, so now let us see the data. Now we can see these are the four input features, and we also see the label called profit. Okay, so now let us understand the the structure about the data set. So basically these many columns with these many number of records with non-null, and okay, the data type is all four the four float object, and only one is the object, the data type is object. So now let us describe the numerical column. So by using describe method, we can perform that. Okay, so we can see the count, its mean, its a size, standard deviation, its a mean. Okay, minimum values. It seems the some of the startup companies have a zero R&D expenses and marketing expenses. Okay, so let us write a theory on this data set. Okay, so basically here is a theory about this given data set. Okay, so this data set has the data collected from basically the New York, California, and the Florida states. Okay, about 50 business starters basically, right? We have a 50 records. So the variables used in these data sets are like the profit, R&D spending, administration, and the marketing spend. So these are the four features we have: R&D, administration, marketing spend, and the state. And the label is profit. Okay, which is having a float type. For this given data set, we are going to perform following exploratory data analysis. Okay, like first we will try to find the unwanted columns, like if there is any ID columns or not, so we can remove that, right, in the feature engineering. So first of all, we have to analyze that. The second one is missing values finding, and the third one is the finding the features with only one value. Okay, then we'll try to explore the categorical features, try to find the relation between the categorical features and the the label. Also we'll try to find the categorical feature distributions. Okay, then after, once we're done with the categorical features, now we will explore the numerical features. So numerical features also can be two types: discrete and continuous, right? So we will try to find the discrete, then after continuous. Okay, and also we'll try to find the relation between these numerical features with respect to the target column. Okay, that is our label profit. Okay, and finally we'll try to find the outliers, okay, in the numerical features, and we'll try to see the correlation between the numerical features. Okay, so first up in the the EDA, that is a find unwanted column. So in given data set we have seen, right? So these all are required columns. Okay, so there is no unwanted columns like IDs or sequence numbers, serial numbers, like that, right? So the takeaway would be like there is no unwanted column present in the given data set, right? Now the second point in EDA, that is a find missing values. Okay, to find the missing values, we have a code like this. Okay, where we try to find the all the features, okay, which is having a missing values. Okay, the summation of missing values is greater than 0. Okay, then after we're writing a for loop to iterate all those features which has a missing values. If there is no missing value, then it will run the print the else part. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, now you can see the output, that is no missing value. Okay, it means there is no missing value found in the given feature. So I'll just note it down, and then that is my takeaway from given data code, right? So no missing value found. This is my takeaway from this point. Now my third point in EDA is find the features with one value. Okay, there could be a chance of the feature which has only one value. Okay, for example, in the categorical features, let's suppose the gender, and in gender column we have only one value, let's suppose say male. Okay, then there is no use of having that the feature in a given data set, because it plays the equally role for all the rows, right? So those features is not required, so we can remove those in a feature engineering. So now we're trying to find those kind of features. For that we have a code like this. Okay, where I'm trying to get the all the the data frame columns. Okay, then I'm trying to print, okay, which is having a the unique values, sorry, non-unique values I'm trying to print. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so we had 5 columns, right? These 4 are features and this is my label, and all seems to be having a more than one value, unique value, right? So it means there is no feature which has only one value. Okay, so the takeaway from this particular point is no feature found in with one value. Now my fourth point in EDA is, that is the explore the categorical features. Okay, so basically in given data set we have a two type of features, that is the numerical features and the categorical features. So now here we will try to explore the categorical features. Okay, here is the code to find the categorical features. So basically I'm trying to check the all the columns from a data frame, okay, which is having a data type start with the O, that is object, right? So let me run this. Okay, so from this code I can see that in the state feature is the another seems to be the categorical feature. Now so in this code, now we will try to find the categorical features with all the unique values. Okay, for that, see, this is the list variable which stores all the the categorical features. Now I'm trying to run the for loop to find the unique values of individual categorical features. Okay, let me run this. So basically the feature is a state, and the number of categories that are unique values it has, that is 3. So basically the takeaway from this section is only one feature, that is a state. Okay, then that is a categorical, and it has a 3 unique values, right? Now the fifth point is find the categorical feature distributions. Okay, for that we have to run the the count plot. Okay, so basically for that we are going to use a Seaborn library. So what I did, so from the categorical feature list variable, okay, I trying to run the for loop. Okay, then after this is for the subplotting. Okay, and this command to plot the count plot, okay, against the individual categorical features. Okay, then after these are then the label title, okay, and the show. So let me run this. Okay, so I can see the graph now. So now from this graph I can guess the number of rows. Okay, so basically the takeaway from this section is state with the Florida has less number of rows than the other two states. Okay, now the sixth point is the relationship between categorical features and label, that is profit. Okay, for that we will use this piece of code, okay, where I'm trying to iterate all the categorical features one by one, and I'm trying to apply the group by function to find the target variable the median value, okay, with respect to the categorical feature. Okay, so let me run this command. Okay, now let me note down the takeaway from this section. So basically, it seems a startup in state of California has less profits than the other two states. Now, the eighth point, that is explore the numerical features. Okay, so to find the numerical features, here is the code. Okay, where we are trying to excluding these two. Not excluding, we're trying to apply this condition, means the data frame with the all the features, okay, which does not have a data type start with, okay, oh, that is the object, and the feature not in the profit, that is my label column. Okay, so those will be treated as a numerical features. Okay, so let me run this. So you can see the number of numerical variables are 3. Okay, and here is the data for those 3 features. Okay, so let me note down the takeaway from these sections. That is, there are 3 numerical features okay, that are the R&D spend, administration, and marketing spend, right? Okay, so now the ninth point is find the discrete numerical features. So as I mentioned, the numerical features can be two types, discrete as well as the continuous, right? So to find the discrete features, what I'll do, I'll try to find the numerical feature, okay, which has a unique values less than 25. Okay, then I'll treat those as the discrete features. Okay, that is my assumption I'm taking. So this is the piece of code for that. So let me run. So the discrete variable count, that is 0. It means so no discrete variable found in the given data set. Okay, now the 10th point, that is the find the continuous numerical features. To find the continuous numerical features, we have a code like this. Okay, where I'm trying to exclude all the discrete features if there is anything plus at the profit column. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so the output is continuous feature count is 3. Okay, let me see what are those 3 continuous features. So these are the 3 the features which behaves like a continuous. Okay, okay, I just noted down the the takeaway from this section. That is, there are 3 continuous numerical features, and those are the. Now my 11th point is distribution of continuous numerical features. So let's try to understand how it distributed the continuous features. Okay, for that the I'll write for loop, okay, on all the continuous features, and for each continuous features I'm plotting their distribution plot using a Seaborn library. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so now you can see the graphs, right? So let me note down the takeaway from this section. That is, it seems all continuous features are normally distributed. Now let us go to the next section. That is our 12th point, relation between continuous features and labels. So to find the relation between the numerical feature, that is the continuous features, and the target variable. So here is a code. Okay, so basically I'm trying to iterate or applying a for loop on continuous features. Okay, then after I'm plotting a scatter plot between my continuous feature and my target variable. Okay, that is my profit. Okay, so let me run this. Now you can see the graph, right? The input feature with respect to the target variable, that is a label called profit. Okay, so let me note down the takeaway from this. So as per the graphs, you can see this one and this one is almost the linearly progressing with its target variable, that is profit. Okay, administration having a different behavior. Okay, at this stage we can decide which algorithm can be used. Okay, as these features are linearly progressing with respect to the profit, so we can apply linear regression, and we can build a linear regression model for this problem statement. Okay, now let's jump to the next point. That is the 13th point of to find the outliers in numerical features. To find the outliers in a numerical feature, basically what we do, we plot we plot the box plot, okay, using a Seaborn library. The same thing, okay. I'm trying to iterate all the numerical features, okay, and I'm trying to plot the box plot using Seaborn library for given numerical features. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so these are the 3 plots, okay, drawn for these 3 input features, that is the numerical features. Okay, so it seems like there is no outliers. If there is an outlier, so the some the sheds will be placed at the end of these the lines. Okay, so let me note down the takeaway. So basically the takeaway from this section is that it seems like no outlier found. Okay, Now let us understand the final step in our the exploratory data analysis for given data set. Okay, that is explore the correlation between numerical features. Okay, to find the correlation between numerical features, here is the code. Okay, first of all we have to find find the correlation. This is the one. Then let me plot this values. Okay, using a heat map. Okay. Okay, so here is a heat map on these features to find the correlation. So point so basically it seems like no feature is heavily correlated to each other. Okay, so that's what I took the takeaway from this given data set, that it seems no feature is given heavily correlated with each other. Okay, so like this we can perform the exploratory data analysis on a given data set. So as per the takeaways from this exploratory data analysis, now we will try to perform all these things. Okay, I mean, based on these takeaways, we will perform a feature engineering. Okay, that will be covered in the next section. Okay, where we will try to complete the feature engineering, how to perform the feature engineering, and also we'll try to check the model selection technique. Like out of many models, how can we select the best model? Then after we'll try to build the model and save those model in a pickle file. Okay, so that's all for this session. Thank you so much. If you like my video, please click on like button, subscribe and share.